This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is just blatantly corrupt, and so disgusting. Donald Trump, as of yesterday, has pardoned a criminal, an ex-police officer convicted of a crime in a foreign country. Let's get into this reporting by the New York Times that's read by an automated voice. So we will be taking a look, a read, and a listen.
Trump approves pardon for ex-officer convicted in a Chinese government plot. This article is by Kenneth P. Vogel and read by an automated voice. President Trump has approved a pardon for a retired New York police officer who was sentenced in April to 18 months in prison for his participation in a Chinese government plot to locate, surveil, and intimidate a family in the New Jersey suburbs. The former officer, Michael McMahon of Mahwah, NJ, was convicted by a jury in 2023 of acting as an unregistered agent of the Chinese government and interstate stalking, as well as conspiracy. Prosecutors claimed that the efforts of Mr. McMahon and his co-conspirators were intended to coerce a Chinese couple living in New Jersey to return to China to face corruption charges. The prosecutors presented the plot as part of Operation Fox Hunt, a decade-long push that Chinese officials claim is aimed at repatriating fugitives. The Justice Department contended that the campaign was part of the Communist Party's push to control Chinese nationals around the world. But Mr. McMahon's defenders say he was tricked into participating in the plot while working as a private investigator. They say he cooperated with the federal investigation only to face aggressive tactics from prosecutors in the Justice Department during the Biden administration who were intent on making an example of Mr. McMahon. While he was awaiting sentencing, he and his wife attended Mr. Trump's inauguration in January. And they had support from people in Mr. Trump's orbit, including Representative Mike Lawler, Republican of New York, and Roger J. Stone Jr., a longtime Trump associate and friend who had urged the president to issue the pardon. "I am glad that the president pardoned him," Mr. Lawler said in an interview. "It was the right thing to do." That influence campaign followed a formula that has been shown to resonate with Mr. Trump, who has complained that he, too, was harmed by politically motivated investigations. Mr. Trump has used the unfettered presidential clemency power to reward allies and make political points, including casting prosecutions of his supporters as corrupt witch hunts. A White House official echoed that framing in a statement confirming the pardon of Mr. McMahon. The official, who spoke on the condition of anonymity because she was not authorized to discuss the matter publicly, argued that the trial was flawed and that Mr. McMahon was tricked into participating in the effort by someone who cast it as an investigation into an individual who had embezzled funds from a construction company. In reality, the official said, the people who had hired him were actually Chinese spies using his services to track down the individual. The official suggested that Mr. McMahon's pardon campaign was aided by his career with the New York Police Department, during which he responded to the aftermath of the 2001 terrorist attacks in the city. Mr. McMahon's pardon, like most issued by Mr. Trump, bypassed Justice Department guidelines for vetting and identifying deserving recipients who have served their time and expressed remorse. Former President Joseph R. Biden Jr. also flouted the department's clemency process. Mr. McMahon applied for a commutation through the Justice Department this year, according to its website, but he would not have qualified for a pardon under its guidelines since he was still serving his sentence. Mr. McMahon had been in prison in Michigan until last month, when he was moved to a residential reentry facility, according to Mr. Lawler, whose district is home to several of Mr. McMahon's relatives. He never should have been prosecuted in the first place, Mr. Lawler said. He fully cooperated, gave them all the information that he had on the case, and then the Biden DOJ prosecuted him to make an example out of him when he didn't do anything wrong. Mr. Lawler said that Mr. McMahon was suffering from ailments related to his response to the September 11th attacks, and that his brother, a former New York City firefighter, had recently died from an illness believed to be related. "This is a family that has really been put through the ringer for 5+ years," Mr. Lawler said. He credited the former police officer's wife, Martha Byrne, an actor who appeared in a popular soap opera, with generating support for the pardon. On social media late on Thursday, Ms. Byrne, who wrote a book about the case, posted a video of herself dancing to the song YMCA at what appears to be a Trump rally. "What a week, news to follow," she wrote. In an interview on Friday, she called her husband a hero who did nothing wrong. "And to have the Commander-in-Chief, the President of the United States, agree is absolutely incredible to us," she said. "He understands the DOJ and how it can be absolutely brutal to innocent people, and we're just people. We're not politicians. We're not political people." Mr. Stone, who received a pardon during Mr. Trump's first term for obstructing a congressional inquiry into possible Trump campaign coordination with Russia, had hosted Ms. Byrne on his podcast and posted an essay on his website calling for the pardon. Mr. Stone said he also wrote a letter to the president urging the pardon, but did not talk to any government officials about it, and was not paid for his advocacy. Mr. Trump this week also approved pardons for 2 Tennessee Republicans, the former House Speaker and a former top aide, who had been sentenced weeks earlier on public corruption charges, and were scheduled to report to prison later this month. The Tennessee pardons were reported on Thursday by the Washington Post. They were confirmed by a White House official. Susan C. Beachy contributed research.
That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is just completely bullshit and corrupt and unconstitutional. In any ordinary world, he would be impeached immediately and convicted and removed. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this evening's legal breaking reporting and video analysis update. If you did enjoy this legal breaking reporting video analysis update, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and enjoy it, and follow along for more legal breaking news that you need to know about. More to come soon.